TG Geeks episode 409, December 19th, 2022 of Kingdoms and Horror Fests. Hello and welcome to another webcast from tggeeks.com, where Ben and Keith, the Two Gay Geeks, talk about all aspects of geekdom and nerdery, sci-fi, comics, film, horror, genre, you name it, we talk about it. I'm Keith Lane and we're coming to you from TG Squared Studios in lovely Phoenix, Arizona.
And I'm Ben Raggington, coming to you from a place where it got so cold last night that when we go out today, I am bringing a coat.
A coat, not a jacket. A coat.
A parka.
A parka.
Yes.
Nanook of the North.
Here in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah, let's get on with it.
Prepare for hyperdrive.
Meanwhile, in the Hall of Episodes, the Two Gay Geeks are discussing this.
I really like that. I'm glad that Tim did that for us.
Yeah, he has
the Hall of Episodes. You know,
yeah, but he didn't know.
Meanwhile, in the Hall of Justice.
Yeah, but he didn't know he was going for a Ted Knight voice.
Yeah.
He needs. I think he needs to be told about that.
I fiddled with it. I told him I fiddled with it. So
you did?
After the fact, he did a really good job. But
it was
I
good.
just kind of added a little tweaking
got
to
some
it.
reverb. I just thought, okay.
Yep. So in this episode, we have Michael Lamberti. He's going to tell us about a new film that he is trying to get made, and he's got a crowdfunding option for that. We have our birthday shout-outs, our featured podcasts of the week. We got some feedback and our regular shout-outs. In the second segment, we're going to talk about something interesting that we experienced this weekend. We may talk about it next week as well as we get through it, because we're recording this on a Saturday. Mm-hmm. Have a wacky weekly recap and a regular shout-out. So let's just get right to it. And this time we welcome to the mic Mr. Michael Lamberti, who is actor, director, and producer, and he has a new project that he's going to tell us about here shortly. Welcome to the show, Michael.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Sure. And why don't you tell our audience, we got a little glimpse in Hamish Downey's 5 Questions with you a couple of weeks ago. So tell our listening audience, the ones that didn't happen to read that article, a little bit about you and who you are, what it is that you're doing, and how you got started in milking movies. Filmmaking.
He's a movie milker.
He's a movie milker. Hey,
and we are
new title.
And we're not going to go down any dark, sordid paths with that title.
And we're going to wind the show up right now. Anyway. Now, with that introduction, how do you follow that?
That's a good question. So, hello. My name is Michael Lamberti. I'm a gay autistic filmmaker. I got my start with being involved in the entertainment industry all the way back when I was in middle school. And actually, my start in actually getting started in acting and actually making movies was because my mom introduced me to a bunch of movies like Jurassic Park, Star Wars, Terminator, and those movies really stood out to me, and I'm like, I really want to do this. So obviously I've done theater acting for a very long time, at this point 14 years, and actually it will be 15 coming up, which is kind of wild at this point. And then obviously I decided to go to do it professionally. But during that time when I was in Bloomsburg University pursuing, my bachelor's, I just had this calling of just you know what, maybe I want to make movies. I've always loved going to movies and everything like that. Theater's great. I love theater to death. But there was something with movies that I also have that equal love to theater. So obviously I double majored as a mass communications major, pretty much film and media, and also doing costume design and acting, and so I was pretty much have been making indie shorts. And actually, my resume is pretty much like help produce work and everything like that, and writing and acting. And actually, my last year at Bloomsburg University, I did a short film called All That You Love Will Be Carried Away. It's a Stephen King short film, and I was able to get the rights to one of his short stories due to like the Dollar Baby film program that he did. And I was able to, film and produce that during the pandemic and everything like that, and actually debuted last year in April. And actually, it was really cool. It's like he actually watched it and liked it. So I was like,
cool.
Oh my God. And actually, it was a whole live stream and everything. And everyone was saying a bunch of amazing, supportive feedback and everything. And that was like a really special thing for me. And actually, during that time, I was actually pursuing my master's degree in film production at Full Sail University. And I told myself that I wanted to really challenge myself because I have a writing disability and also like a learning disability in general, that I wanted to write a feature film by the end of the program. And so I pretty much had a 12-month deadline to pretty much, hey, let's get this script written and start submitting this to film festivals before the end of the year. If we're able to make it by the end of the year, like actually like produce it, that's great, but let's focus on the writing part of it. And so I wanted to challenge myself with that, and luckily I was able to write Kingdom City within a month. And I was extremely proud of with that. And honestly, my one friend, Joe Boy, he is like an award-winning actor, writer, producer, director, and I look up to him like a lot. He's actually one of the first filmmakers I was able to like network while living in Florida. And I like, you can imagine, like I'm literally like I'm not joking you, when I was like asking him for feedback, I'm literally like shaking because I'm like, I hope he doesn't think this movie sucks, because he has like scripts, like he has like over like almost 80 plus awards for his screenplay. So I was like super nervous. And then he messages me back, like I believe like a week later, saying he loved the screenplay. He literally demanded me, you better submit this to film festivals or I will find you. I'm like, okay.
Wow.
So I started submitting awards just to see if like the story resonates with people, and luckily a whole year later it won over 10 screenplay awards, and I'm like, you know what, I need to make this now.
Exactly.
And that's where we are today.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's
now you
go ahead. No, I was going to say that I'm annoyed at the fact that when you talked about your mom introducing you to all these films, and when you listed the title, you made me feel very, very old.
We grew up with those films.
Yeah, I was an adult when those movies came out. I was in my 30s.
Yeah, well, except for Star Wars.
Yeah. Okay, I was a teenager then. Whatever.
Yeah, anyway. Now, you mentioned something, and I want to touch on it. If it's a subject that you don't want to talk about, then that's quite all right. But you said that you were autistic. Now, when you say that, I mean, that can mean a lot of things. Are you just on the spectrum, or are you where do you lie in that, and what is tell us more about that, and how did you manage to, because you appear to be, and there are a lot of people that are autistic that are very high functioning.
Yep.
And us included, we're on the spectrum, obviously. I think everybody's on the spectrum, but it depends on where you are on the spectrum. And how did you incorporate that, and how did you make use of those things that would be considered autistic how did you incorporate that into your career?
Yeah. So my condition is Asperger's. It's a mild case, but of course, when I get like extremely like emotional, it hits, and I have sometimes controlling that said emotion sometimes. And for that to be able with my career, and like I've noticed with this, and you do correct me if I'm wrong, but my brain it's actually like it helps me, memorize like lines a lot more faster than some people.
Right.
And actually, I'm able to get like emotional like very, very easily. Like especially like, for example, I did a short film for my friend. Her name is Nikia, and she used to do like church videos for, kind of like these short films a little bit to show like their sermons. I acted in one, and I was able to get like super into it, like extremely like fast, because she was just literally just walking me through the directions with her, with my character and everything like that. So I was able to like dive into like extremely quickly. And actually, another case would be I collaborated with another filmmaker. She's also autistic and has Asperger's. Her name is Maddie, and I played like a father figure who pretty much lost his wife and everything like that. And it was extremely emotional, and like I only had like a limited amount of time to memorize my lines, but I was still like extremely like focused, and while still doing homework. So I was pretty much doing like multiple things at once, and I also have ADHD, so there was actually some points I was doing homework and I was like, oh wait, shoot, I gotta do this, crap. And so I literally was doing lines, and they're like, oh wait, I still need to finish this homework. It's literally due at midnight. So it was a combination of it. And in some cases that, it does get like extremely overwhelming, but honestly, I have a really good like support system with my friends and everything like that, who are like very supportive of my journey and everything like that, and telling me ways to help me with not pretty much helping me calm down in some places, and change is fine, change is okay, and don't be so hard on yourself and stuff like that. But unfortunately, were some people who were not like that, but it is what it is. But honestly,
there's always those people.
There's always those people, but I allowed myself and just allowed my brain, especially when it comes to like creative stuff like films, I just let it like thrive. And that's what in Kingdom City, in a way, it helped me reach about myself and taught me more about myself than I realized. And honestly, with this project and also with other film projects, it makes me feel like, a person. And actually makes me feel like I'm constantly learning more about myself as I continue with this film work. It's really amazing that I'm able to do these projects with my friends, but also sharing a bit of part of my humanity. And you can actually see a lot of that in Kingdom City too.
That's cool. And some film projects for a lot of filmmakers are a journey of the self. So it really is. It's great to see that, and I'm glad that you were able to overcome a quote unquote disability, and sometimes it's a different ability. I would say, rather, different. We're differently able. We're not disabled. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. And so tell us now about, you kind of given us a glimpse of how you got started in the filmmaking realm and screenwriting. And now that you've written this screenplay, tell us about Kingdom City. Tell us how you decided to do it as a animation. I assume that's what I've seen so far. I mean, is it animation or is it going to be live action?
Yeah, it's definitely animation.
Okay, all right. That's what I was assuming, and I scanned the information real quickly, so I apologize if you said that.
You're fine.
But that seeing all the artwork that you plan to use. So tell us about Kingdom City and why you decided to do animation. Obviously, probably because CGI was too expensive.
It'd also be kind of funny if there's just a bunch of people just wearing fursuits around it.
Yeah, why not? In Florida, in the summertime.
In Florida, in a whole place. So
Well, there is a
but go ahead,
subgenre called furries. A subgenre called furries. You know, these are people that
Yeah,
like to dress
this would kind of be fuzzy.
Oh, yeah,
up. Oh, okay.
I mean, that is true. Hey, honestly though, those furries are able to withstand so much heat.
Oh, I know.
Like,
Yeah.
like I know there's furries all around the world, and actually I connected with a friend who's a furry. I think he lives in California, I think, and just like him just wearing a full-blown fursuit in like 100-degree weather. Like, how are you alive? Like,
Yeah.
you got you're just built different, dude.
Yeah,
Like, I would be like, yep, 5 minutes, I'm done.
You know, and-
Living in Phoenix, we have our Comic-Con or the comic convention
Yeah.
here at the end of May, and by that point it's pretty warm, and you see people doing their cosplay and their furry and just everything under the sun, and those people, I'm sure, just render under those costumes. It's, they tried to do a winter con for those cosplayers, and then the pandemic hit, so that kind of messed things up. But anyway.
And the idea of furries actually kind of gives a whole new meaning to anthropomorphic animals.
Exactly.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. But yeah, actually, speaking of anthropomorphic animals, I'm gonna just go bring back Kingdom City for a bit. So Kingdom City is about a recent high school graduate who and his friends have been kidnapped by a man-eating anthropomorphic cult and transported into this mythical anthropomorphic world, and their only way back is by a executive dragon chef by the name of Keith Lamstro. So, with that all being said, I'm going to take you back in time for a little bit, and this really started at winter of 2020, and actually I was packing up to go to film school and everything to pursue my master's degree, and there was one thing on my mind. It wasn't if I'm going to be successful with a master's degree in film. That didn't cross my mind, but the one thing that did cross my mind was that I was going to meet my dad for the first time after 25 years on this planet for the very first time. And the whole, my anxiety was through the roof. I knew why my mom separated him. And it's a dark past, and honestly, we haven't had that conversation yet, on his side, what led up to it, because, it's a very dark subject, and it's up to him to talk about it. I'm just, waiting for him to feel comfortable to talk about this conversation, because to my knowledge, his kids just realized that I'd existed, and I'm like, howdy, kids, I'm your half-brother after 25 years later.
Oh, that's not the least bit awkward.
Want chocolate?
No, not awkward at all.
Yeah, very awkward. And, I'm just like, hi, kiddos? I don't know. But, so we took this 2-day drive, right? And I'm in the passenger seat. And my friend Steven, he was the one who drove me down to Florida, because he knew how much of a nervous wreck I was. I was literally, shaking. There was moments that I was, almost in tears, because I didn't know who he was. I don't know what he stood for. And, does he even going to accept me and everything like that? Hell, I don't even know his favorite color. I barely know this man. So we drive up to Winter Park to my apartment complex, and, my mom is like, hey, it could just keep this in the back of your head. He might not show up. It could happen, so relax. But lo and behold, I see a U-Haul van with my dad inside, and he's giving me furniture. And as I'm literally unpacking to start my filmmaking career down in Florida, he looks at me and my mom in the eyes and says, I am so sorry that I caused so much pain. And that moment, I'm crying again.
Wow.
And, me and my mom and my dad are hugging. And that moment stood out so much. I wanted to make a story about confronting your fears and, burying the hatchet, and the themes of, found family and everything. And also, what's the word for it? Oh, yeah, there is. It's honoring single parents because my mom took care of me for so long.
Right.
And honestly, she helped me through so much. So Kingdom City, in a big way, you know, honors single parents. And that's what I really want to do, and, you know, especially with films, because to my knowledge, I haven't seen much films that do single parents or honors single parents. And so that's what my goal is, to, you know, bring awareness to be like, hey, single parents are big heroes in our society and deserve so much praise.
Exactly.
And so, and I just, for this film, it means a lot to me. And honestly, it you know, it helped me realize what I was missing. It, like, I dove into, like, pretty much letting go of that 25 years of baggage. And I can tell you, like, writing, like, the last, like, I would say 15 pages, I was, you know, so emotional. I literally had to, like, I literally passed out.
Wow.
Because how powerful it was. And I showed it to, like, you know, obviously I shared my screenplay to some of my close friends to get some feedback and everything, including Joe Boy. They all said, like, this is, like, a beautiful story that I was able to, you know, make. And the reason why it's animated is because I'm a huge fan of Studio Ghibli, Miyazaki's work. Like, his work is literally amazing. And also, like, Disney films, like, they able to touch, like, so many amazing messages about, you know, about family and confronting, like, these very big issues. And honestly, with Adam, the main character, he's trying to struggle with the fact that his dad, who he had an abusive relationship with his father, he hasn't heard from him in so many years. He doesn't even know if he wants to have a relationship with his dad. And honestly, with his, you know, found family, you know, with his friends from the human world and in the world of Kingdom City, he finds who he is. He becomes so much stronger, confident. And it shows, like, even though, like, Kingdom City is full of, like, anthropomorphic animal people, there's still a sense of humanity with every single character that you see. And you see, like, what they want in life. And even though no matter how big or small it is, you can sense, like, these people are alive. And that was, like, actually one of the biggest compliments I gotten from my screenplay was, you know, even though, like, this is for an animated feature, it feels like they're real people. And honestly, that's probably the biggest compliment I ever got from the screenplay.
Cool. So this sounds really fascinating. I know that you're doing a crowdfunding, for lack of a better term, for the Kingdom City. Tell us about that, and tell our folks where they can find that so they can contribute.
Absolutely. So what's really cool about this, and actually it's very different, to say the least, because I didn't know about this until my friend Ikea presented it to me, because we were, like, figuring out ways to, like, you know, fund this film, like, obviously, you know, pitch it to investors, or, you know, launching a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo or a Seed and Spark. And my friend literally bursts through my apartment, and she's like, Mike, you got to check this out. And I'm like, what am I checking out exactly here? And she says, this is, like, a production company, like a nonprofit organization called From the Hearts Productions, and they actually do, like, crowdfunders to help get the indie films produced and everything. And actually, they even do, like, a grant called the, if my memory is great, it's called the Roy W. Dean Grant. It's, like, one of the top 5 film grants. I did submit that to Kingdom City, but since it's a big budget, I believe that's the reason why it was denied. So they offered this sponsorship. Since Kingdom City is a big project, they wanted, you know, Kingdom City to be represented from that. So I was like, okay, cool. So this sponsorship event is called the We Did It campaign. It's very, very similar to Kickstarter. You obviously have your awards/tiers, and they actually find it under, drumroll, it's called lambertimedia.wedid.it, and there's a whole bunch of other words from there. It's a link that the We actually from the Hearts Productions shares on their social media. But luckily, since it'll be literally a pain to literally type lambertimedia.wedidit.campaign, etc., etc. I've shared the link on my social media pages, especially Kingdom City's social media pages, Twitter, Kingdom City Film, and also there's Instagram, Kingdom City _film, and also my social media, Mike on both Instagram and Twitter. So we've been trying to get this Kickstarter up for quite some time. It actually just launched earlier this month. So we're hoping to start production hopefully early in 2023, like winter or spring. So that's the big hope.
Nice.
Wow. So you kind of...
So let's just go over one more time for anybody out there who didn't quite catch it, your social media, because people need to follow what you're doing. And the best way to do that, obviously, is through your social media. So you've got your Facebook, you've got your Instagram, and your Twitter. Could you just remind people one more time, where can they find you on the social media platforms?
Absolutely. So for my professional Instagram and Twitter, it will be Lamb Mike. That'll be LAMB Mike MIKE, both Instagram and Twitter. And for Kingdom City's social media, you can actually find the We Did a Campaign link on the bios. So for Twitter, it will be Kingdom City Film. That will be all in one word, no underscores. And while for Instagram, it will be Kingdom City _film. Again, that for the Instagram, it will be Kingdom City _film.
Cool.
Nice.
This has been really great. Thank you so much, Michael, for being on our show and telling us about Kingdom City.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Hey, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to talk about it. Like, honestly, like, I would be honest, I never thought this would happen. Like, literally be on a podcast and literally being interviewed for it. Like, this would be, like, now my third podcast being interviewed. So, honestly, this has been an amazing ride. And Kingdom City has brought so many opportunities for me. And, and actually, this is my first, like, feature film that I'm working on. And it's just been an incredible ride. The cast and crew have been super excited on this. And actually, we're even, like, doing like a proof of concept trailer, and that's being released very soon. So hopefully by December that will be dropping. So keep your eyes on that.
Cool.
And honestly, I thank you so much for this amazing opportunity. Like, I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm Lizzie.
I'm Eric.
That's not right.
One brain.
We're Cheshire Moon.
And you're listening to the Two Gay Geeks.
Well, here's a few selected birthdays for December 19th through December 25th, 2022. December 19th, Edith Piaf. France's legendary singer and actor Edith Piaf, or Little Sparrow, is best remembered for her iconic Grammy Hall of Fame inducted song La Vie en Rose. And the classic, I can't even pronounce that.
Non, je ne regrette rien.
There we go. Raised by the prostitutes of her grandmother's brothel, she began her life as a streetwalker. Singer.
Streetwalker?
singer. She was walking the street singing.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, as long as we cleared that up.
And then we have Mileva Maric. As Serbian physicist, mathematician, Mileva Maric was the first wife of Albert Einstein and the second lady to complete the full program at the Mathematics and Physics Department of Zurich Polytechnic. Experts still debate over whether she had helped Einstein in his initial research. Einstein transferred his Nobel Prize money to her, so that
kind of suggests
kind
that
of an implication
well, and
there.
I wouldn't be surprised if she did. He probably welcomed it.
Hey, exactly, because he was always looking for, he went to lots of different people.
Yeah, and I'm sure at one point he approached her and said, "So, what do you think?"
What do you think? Or they over dinner they're discussing physics.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah, they're discussing the theory of relativity.
The theory of everything. Then we have friend of mine, classmate William Rakeen. Happy birthday, William. December 20th, John Spencer, American
I love
actor.
This guy.
He was best known for his role as Leo McGarry on the NBC political drama series The West Wing, and for his role as attorney Tom Mulaney in L.A. Law. His performance on The West Wing earned him a Primetime Emmy Award in 2002. Sadly, he died like 6 episodes from the
finish.
end of the whole
I know.
series.
It was absolutely heartbreaking.
It was. It truly was.
But it defined the remainder of that series.
It certainly did. It certainly did. Also, Alan Parsons, English musician, audio engineer, record producer, and songwriter. He is credited with forming a rock band named the Alan Parsons Project. Over the years, Parsons has won many prestigious awards, including a Grammy Award for Best Immersive Audio Album. In 2021, Parsons was made an OBE for services to music production and music. He was also the audio engineer for Dark Side of the Moon.
He did a couple of Pink Floyd albums.
Dark Side Beatles album.
He worked on Let It Be. In fact,
Yeah.
if you see the movie Get Back that Peter Jackson released, there's the concert footage or the live performance, live recording
Yeah.
that the Beatles were doing on top of the Apple building. And off somewhere in the corner, hunkering down, is Alan Parsons as he's doing whatever job he was tasked to do.
Exactly. He was kind of an intern in the industry doing things. He was, trying to make a name for himself at that time.
And
so
he's
he's
still
been around for a long time.
He's still out touring with the. I guess they call it. I guess he's calling it the Alan Parsons Project again now.
Yeah. So, also, let's see, December 21st, Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Exactly. Actor and producer Samuel L. Jackson is widely regarded as one of the most popular actors of his generation. Highly prolific actor, he has appeared in over 150 films and is especially known for his roles in Quentin Tarantino films. Besides acting, he also in the Marvel
Really,
films
I would say the
and
Marvel movies.
Marvel Cinematic Universe, shall we say.
Yeah.
And besides acting, he has voiced for several animated films, television series, and video games. And I saw a headline, I didn't read the article, but saw a headline recently in the last several days that he made a visit to Sesame Street, which he was originally on.
Yeah,
So-
I actually, my friend Darren Anderson, who we celebrated his birthday last week, he actually shared a video with me of Samuel L's first appearance on Sesame Street, and that was really interesting.
Yeah, and he just recently went back and touched base with everybody there.
Oh, how
So
nice.
Fascinating. And then we have Jeffrey Katzenberg, starting his career in the mailroom of Paramount
Oh, no kidding.
Pictures. Yes. He rose up
he
from
really,
the bottom.
Yeah,
Exactly.
from the bottom.
Producer and media tycoon Jeffrey Katzenberg rose to the president of production at Paramount Pictures. He later was brought into the Walt Disney Company by Michael Eisner, who had also been at Paramount Pictures for a number of years, and also co-established DreamWorks SKG along with Steven Spielberg and David Geffen. Now, Jeffrey Katzenberg is much maligned, but he did some interesting things and some wonderful
I think he did some
stuff for
great
the
stuff.
industry.
I don't understand why he
Yeah.
would be so maligned.
Well, it just because of who he was.
We'll discuss that later.
Yeah.
I dig the guy.
Yep. And also on December 21st is David Lewin, a friend of ours, and Eric Coleman, who
we
you
just heard
heard
from.
just a moment ago. That's why I chose that one.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Eric. December 22nd, Giacomo Puccini. Born into a musical dynasty, composer Giacomo Puccini lost his father at age 5. Some of his best opera pieces include Madama Butterfly and La Boheme. Tosca is it's a tossing Tosca.
I like Tosca a great
And-
deal, especially the first act. It's just brilliant.
Absolute. Well, the whole thing is anyway. But he wrote some melodic music. It is beautiful music, shall we say?
Oh God! Oh, what's that?
Yeah.
Oh, Laurent Denet.
Yeah. Oh my gosh!
Oh my
Laurent Denet,
word,
yes.
Laurent Denet. That I tell you, that one ensemble number just makes me cry. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, and
Genius.
The apocryphal production of where she walks off into the sea,
Well,
sunset.
it's not apocryphal. It is one of the productions. There is a production where she will do that, as opposed to leaving with her, whoever he is.
Yeah. Anyway, and then we have Ralph Fiennes, a Tony Award recipient. Ralph Fiennes is one of the most respected English actors of the current generation. He is known for playing important roles in notable films such as Harry Potter and James Bond film series, and Stanislavski Award recipient. He is also known for his work behind the camera. We have a friend of ours, Anne Teresa Walker Wooten, and Mary Bunch. Happy birthday,
Happy
Mary.
birthday.
December 23rd, Tom Kibble. He did not invent dog food, no. He was a British theoretical physicist who specialized in quantum field theory. He conducted considerable research on topological defects and became the first person to describe the Higgs mechanism. He became concerned about the nuclear arms race in the 50s and advocated for scientists' social responsibility. He was posthumously awarded the Isaac Newton Medal. Also on December 23rd, Madam C.J. Walker. She was listed in the Guinness Book of World Records as the first female self-made American millionaire.
Oh.
She manufactured and promoted a cosmetic and hair care line catering to black women through the Madam C.J. Walker Manufacturing Company. She is also the richest African-American businesswoman when she died in 1919.
Impressive.
Yeah. And then we have a friend of ours, Christopher Cano.
Oh, happy birthday, Christopher.
Chris. And Deshaun Jones. December 24th, Kate Spade. An American entrepreneur and fashion designer, Spade is credited with founding Kate Spade New York, a popular luxury fashion design house which competes with the likes of Michael Kors. Kate Spade is also credited with creating a stylish and affordable handbags that caused quite a revolution in the fashion world. Sadly, with all of her accolades, fame, and fortune, she died by suicide in 2018. That is one of the reasons we run several spots around suicide awareness on every episode. This is a difficult time of year for a lot of people, and I want you to know that there are those who care and are willing to listen.
Yep.
Please
Reach out.
Howard Hughes, multi-talented personality. Howard Hughes was one of the richest person of his time. A business tycoon, he made big investments in films, which were all tragic, and an aviation industry, which was actually his forte. Passionate about flying, he set numerous flying records and also risked his own life in the process. Howard Hughes, who inherited his family business and became a millionaire at the age of 18, was later on troubled with mental illness and turned into a recluse.
I know, it's really tragic.
It was tragic. His
His
madness.
last so many, I don't know how many years, but he lived in total solitude in a penthouse suite in Vegas
Yeah.
and wouldn't see anybody.
Nope. And everything had to be, sealed, and nobody could come in
Yeah,
unless
he became a serious germaphobe.
Oh, my, you should
Serious.
see. We went one time. We went to Vegas and saw the museum. One of his cars, the back seat had its own air circulation.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I
because
forgot
he
about
was such a
that.
germaphobe.
Yeah.
And then we have friend of ours, Gene Turnbow. December 25th, Clara Barton. Clara Barton was an American nurse, best remembered for founding the American Red Cross. She is renowned for her civil rights advocacy and humanitarian work. She also played an important role in the Civil War, serving as a hospital nurse, a patent clerk, and a teacher. In 1973, Barton was made an inductee of the National Women's Hall of Fame. And then we have Michael P. Anderson. Michael Philip Anderson began his career in the United States Air Force, logging more than 3,000 hours of flight time before joining NASA. Selected as a mission specialist for the first STS-89 Endeavour and then on the STS-107 Columbia. He was killed along with the rest of the crew when the latter disintegrated during its re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere in 2003.
Oh, God, I remember that. It was so tragic.
Yes, it was. And then we have a friend of ours, Joel Harper. Happy birthday, Joel. And that's it for the birthdays this time.
Technorama, the podcast for geeks, because geeks are better than cool. You don't hear someone say, "Get away from me, you cool person." Who's gonna have their 65-inch home theater system installed by the Cool Squad? Not me, that's for sure. How much cool cred do you have? Not enough to care about. Think you'll find any canned unicorn meat at thinkcool.com? It's just a part domain name. They don't even have roadkill in a paper cup. That's why you need to start listening to Technorama, because that's what geeks do. Go to chuckchat.com and listen to Technorama before you turn cool.
Go give a listen to our friends Chuck and Craig over at Technorama Podcast.
I'm Daniel Radcliffe, and I believe that reaching out for help is the bravest thing a person can do. If you are struggling and need support, call the Trevor Lifeline at 1-866-488-7386. It's free and confidential, and trained counsellors are there to listen 24/7 without judgment. To learn more about the Trevor Project's life-saving work for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, or questioning young people, go to thetrevorproject.org.
And it's time for our feedback. These are comments that we received in response to articles and episodes that we ran on our website at tggeeks.com, and the links for each of these will be in the show notes for this episode 409 at tggeeks.com. Starting with, regarding 5 questions with Kyle Card. We got a comment left for us on our website from Danny E. Danguilan, I hope I pronounced that right, saying, "I love watching Kyle in PBS exploring Japan. Is he gay? It doesn't matter. He's very charming." That's exactly how it's written. Okay. Moving on, regarding TG Geeks episode number 402. That's where we were talking about our Disney cruise vacation and some of the most amazing people that we met and became friends with on that cruise. And one of them is this gentleman here, Chris Shea. This is a response from him simply saying, "Great meeting you guys. It was awesome meeting all of you."
Exactly. Your whole family.
The
and
clan.
entourage.
And entourage. Yes, the entourage. Oh, my God.
Chris and Erica and the kids and
I said,
the uncles and the aunts and the...
And every time I turn around, they're wearing a different themed outfit. It's like I said, they had more costume changes than you'd see at a Liberace show. It was wild. Moving on, regarding Bros Press Junket interview, got a comment from us, or for us, from Rick O.E. That's his YouTube handle, saying, "Mature gay man who spent years in the closet finds so much similar to my own experiences in Bros. Saw multiple times in theaters and will buy DVD when available. Thumbs up to all involved with Bros, especially Universal for having the balls to make Bros. Hope Bros cleans up big time at awards season. Bros is a groundbreaker."
Yeah.
Moving on, regarding Hamish Downey's 5 questions with Tisa Key, we got a comment from the Gilbert Baker Film Festival, and this is a film festival that's in, I believe, based in Kansas. I'm not sure where it's based. Anyway, they write, and they left this for us on our Instagram account, saying, "Catch some wonderful films by both Tisa Key and Hamish Downey at our upcoming Gilbert Baker Film Festival 2022. And we close off regarding AFM opens with exhibitors and buyers from 70-plus countries. And AFM's, that's the American film market, I believe. And got a comment from Hamish Downey, who says, 5 questions with interviewee Brimo Morales is there this year. And then Brimo had to chime in with his response saying,
Her.
sure. I'm sorry, her. My bad. And then Brimo replied with, I sure am. And that is our feedback.
If you want to leave a comment on anything that we publish, whether it be the episode that you're listening to or any one of our articles, you can do that on our Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, and for just the episode, you can do that on YouTube or at tggeeks.com, where you can receive a shout out on a future episode, and we also have a listener feedback line. It would be nice if I could talk. We want to hear from you. Call us. We'll play it on air. Call 469-TG-GEEKS. That is 469-844-3357. And as always, please play nice.
For more than 2 decades, Judy and Dennis Shepard have honored their son Matt by working to erase hate around the world. The Matthew Shepard Foundation honors his legacy by inspiring the good work of activists, teachers, artists, and legislators, and everyday LGBTQ+ folks and their allies. Join us today in helping to erase hate. Visit MatthewShepard.org.
Thank you to Comcast NBC Universal for that promo. As everybody knows and has heard, we are big supporters of independent creators, whether filmmakers, comic book artists, writers, or others. Please check out their everywhere you can find them, their Facebook pages, etc. Talk them up, talk to other people about them, buy their stuff. Consider supporting independent creators. If you are trans or are questioning your gender identity, and if you are in crisis or are feeling isolated and need someone to talk to, or you know of someone in a similar situation, there is a special hotline just for you. The hotline is provided by translifeline.org and staffed by trained counselors who are transgender themselves. The hotline in the U.S. is 877-565-8860. In Canada, it is 877-330-6366. Or you can go to translifeline.org to learn about the important work they are doing. Please reach out for help. You are not alone.
Yeah, baby. They're like two gay geeks. They're together, you know. They're two gay guys and they're geeks. Is that okay?
Well, we just have
a couple of minutes.
A couple of minutes we can speak about something. We have been participating or attending and or participating in the Winter Horror Fest, A Fright Before Christmas, this weekend. That is to support Mulligan's Manor, which is a place for LGBTQ, at-risk LGBTQ kids who are about to age out of the foster system. And it is to support giving them a heck of a good Christmas this year because they probably not ever experienced that. But it's a whole convention surrounding that, and it is to raise money for that organization. But they had some really interesting stuff going on. I mean, they've got a bunch of people that are vendors there.
Yeah, a lot of vendors.
They had quite a few named celebrities that have come into town, and one of them was Father Vampire.
Oh, my word.
Wow.
I did not expect this.
It was supposed to be a 2.5 hour panel, and we went for almost 3.5 hours.
Actually, yeah, about 3.5.
Because we were the only ones that attended this panel. He's going to do it again today, Saturday, and again on Sunday. But, my gosh.
It was amazing.
We got kind of a one-on-one presentation of this. So we were actively involved in a conversation with him as he was doing his presentation, which is not normal for his presentation. He said that he welcomed it and enjoyed it tremendously.
Well, we were both asking him and making some very sharp comments.
Yeah.
He was really impressed with what both of us had to contribute to the conversation.
Yeah.
And this was a deep dive into academia.
Yes.
About vampires. Everything about them.
Where they came from.
And
the long history.
There was so much that I did not know.
Oh, my gosh.
So much that I did not know.
Exactly.
It was so impressive. It was almost like it was a deep geeking in many ways.
Exactly.
It was fantastic.
It's worth, going and finding him on YouTube and his other different things that he has. Where was that?
You were looking at the website earlier?
Yeah. Oh, shoot.
Oh, you lost it.
I lost it.
Did you Google Father Vampire?
Yeah. Well, heck.
Yeah, it's not sure. Well, there's a Facebook.
Yeah.
And then there's an Instagram account.
There's his Facebook page. Yeah. There he is. And it's... and
I found his Instagram account, too. It's father.vampire.
Yep. And Father Vampire on Facebook. There's... YouTube is at Father Vampire, and then it's fathervampire.com. That's where it is. So fathervampire.com, and it's just amazing. He's done several things. He's got a couple of YouTube videos he's trying to finish up from the presentation that he gave, and then he's going to branch out into a couple of other things. But it was really, really, really fascinating.
And I would say that I had kind of a sneaky suspicion where it was going to go, and I was a little worried about it until he started providing all of this really well-searched documentation. And he just didn't use these fly-by-the-night kind of people as their sources. He used people that have a lot of academic accolades for who they are. So there is a lot of substance to what he has to share about the entire historical vampire lore.
Yep.
It was amazing.
Yeah, and then we saw a movie with Eileen Dietz in it, who we've talked to Eileen before, and we saw her a couple of weeks ago in Los Angeles. And then one of the things we're looking for today
I'm really excited about this.
Mick Strawn, who is a special effects person, and he's going to go behind the scenes and show us how some of the effects are made. So
yeah,
I'm
it's supposed to be a pretty
excited about that.
theatrical kind of panel that he's giving. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. So please, if you hear this on Monday, there is still time to make a donation to help these kids at Mulligan's Manor have a really good Christmas. So check out Winter Horror Fest and how you can donate there. So that's it for our second segment.
And it's time for our weekly review. These are items that we ran on our website this past week at tggeeks.com, and the links for each of these will be in the show notes for this episode 409 that you can find at tggeeks.com and will be shared on social media platforms. Starting with Sunday, December 11th, Nerdy Chupacabras number 130. On Monday the 12th, TG Geeks episode number 408. On Tuesday the 13th, Ben's Holiday Breakdown, A Christmas Story Christmas. On Wednesday the 14th, Ben's Holiday Breakdown. There is nothing special about the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Nothing.
On Star Wars the 15th. Yeah. On Thursday the 15th, Andrea's Angle. Oh my word! Now I'm completely derailed. Andrea's Holiday Angle. Don't be Scrooged this year. On Friday the 16th, Hamish Downey's News Sushi number 137, Morsels of News from Japan and Beyond. And on Saturday the 17th, This Got Made, hosted by Carlton Tetley, Season 4, Episode 6, X-Men versus Micronauts. We have some shout-outs that we need to make. First to Brian Weber, our good friend Arkle. He is on Twitter as Geek of All Trades, and the geek is spelled the letter G, the number 3, the letter K of All Trades. He's also referred to as Brian the Ampersand List YouTuber. And we mentioned him because he has this Arkle Times Post Dispatch News, and which does republish our content from time to time. And while you're looking for all things Arkle, hey, go to his YouTube channel. That would be youtube.com/Arkle Studios for his plethora of projects.
Plethora of projects.
Yes,
I like that.
I like that one too.
That's worthy of me.
Thank you. We must also give some shout-outs to a couple of Facebook groups for allowing us to post our episodes and relevant articles on the pages. First, Two Gay Geeks After Hours. Big thanks to the moderators for literally saying that we could share away our content there. And their address is facebook.com/group/Gay Geeks After Hours, and that's all one word. And then to The Gay Geek for the same thing. And their address is facebook.com/groups/The Gay Geek. And as always, we give special thanks to their moderator, Jeremiah Reeves.
Thanks, Jeremiah. Other places we can be found include Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Amazon Podcasts, as well as where other fine podcasts can be found. Also, check us out on Sci-Fi Radio at 3 a.m. and 3 p.m. Pacific Time on Tuesdays for a replay, and listen to their other content. They are a 24-hour geeky internet radio station. Please rate us and review us on iTunes, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And that should do it for this episode of TG Geeks Webcast. Be sure to check out the article for this webcast episode. We'll have several links on the page of things we talked about and one for Mulligan's Manor. And remember, you can comment on our Facebook page or our website, tggeeks.com, or you can leave us a voicemail at 469-TG-GEEKS. That is 469-844-3357. From TG Squared Studios, I'm Keith Lane. I'm here to drink your blood. Blah. Keith Lane.
Wow.
Thanks for listening. Live and be your authentic self. No matter what anybody tells you, you will find more happiness in that. Please be kind to yourself and those around you. Stay safe, wear a mask, get vaccinated. Peace.
Cheers.